glad you came, Keith. This is a great group. I have to tell you something. I make a living calling people I don't even know and asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was calling North Carolina several years ago, and I called up there and I said, hello, this is Rick Duff with Merrill Lynch. And the man answered the phone and he said, sir, just where the hell are you from? I said, sir, I'm from the great state of North Carolina. I'm from New Bern, North Carolina, near Morehead City, right outside of the ocean. And I was forced to live in Pittsburgh. I was forced to live in Ohio. And now I'm back where people speak correctly. As soon as I said that, he started to laugh and we had a good conversation. And what happened was we became really good friends. It was nice to know that conversations like that can start from just really nothing. Well, let me tell you, when I was in North Carolina, I lived on a Marine base. It's a whole different world than living in the outside world. In the outside world, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls get to babysit young children, right? That makes sense. But not in the Marine base. My dad was a sergeant. I had first sergeants, gunny sergeants, and master sergeants babysitting me. By the time I got to first grade, ladies and gentlemen, I had one hell of a vocabulary. In fact, my kindergarten teacher, for some reason, didn't think that the Marine expression, you damn puke, was appropriate for a kindergartner. Imagine that! If you live around all those Marines, you pick up that attitude. I want to mention something to you. I'll jump forward just a little bit. When I left North Carolina, I went up to Pittsburgh. When I was up there, people came to me and they said, you're from the South, isn't that right, kid? I said, yes. Well, a little bit later, I moved out west. When I moved out west, they said, partner, you're from back east, isn't that right? And I said, yes. Then I moved back to Ohio. When I got there, they said, Rick, you're from the west, isn't that true? And I said, yes. When I moved down to Atlanta, I did get the strangest expression. They said, well, boy, you're a damn Yankee, isn't that right, son? That was the only time. I'm from here. They thought I was there, so I've been here and there and back again. And basically what they thought was I was from someplace else. Actually, no matter where I've ever been, people thought I was from someplace else. A little bit later in life, I was 25 years old, 1975, and I was in Long Island. Out there, they call it Long Island. And we were dancing the disco. I wore a three-piece suit, designer tie. I had Gucci shoes. I had a little red Mercedes. Because that's the way it was at that time. Everybody did the disco and listened to Donna Summers on the radio. Maybe you remember that. That was a lot of fun. Well, I got a call one day, and he said, Rick, my boss from Michelin Tire, said, Rick, we're going to promote you. You're going to be the new director of sales in Wyoming. I said, God, where the heck is Wyoming? I know it was out west someplace, out near someplace else. I wasn't for sure where it was and how it fit in Colorado, Montana. They're all out there, right? I didn't know a darn thing about it. So I got my Mercedes and I drove out to Wyoming. I was out there for a short time. I was still wearing my suit, my red Mercedes, driving it. And I got a call to visit a tire company. I went there, and when I got there, they said, our tires are really good, but we want to talk to you about them. I said, well, how many miles did you get on these tires? They said 35,000. I was shocked. I was like livid. Ladies and gentlemen, I was like appalled. 35,000 miles? That's really crazy. Because up in Long Island, you get 100,000 miles on a tire. So I said, let me check it out. I took the air pressure. I measured the tires. I took the tire off the wheel. I took the truck into the plant. And I weighed the truck. I tried to see if there was anything wrong with the tire at all. And then I was going to give a concession. That was a new tire, which Michelin never likes to give. And that was brand new, and I was going to give a new tire, and that was really against everything, but I was going to do it. But I want to mention one thing. My salesmanship took it. I simply said to them, one last thing. Well, what did the other tires do? And they said 15 to 20,000 miles. You have the best tire that we have ever used here in Wyoming. And that's because we have a rocky climate versus the sandy climate in Long Island. And so I was really excited. I thought, okay, I didn't have to pay that. I left there. I went back. And then, after about 6 months, I no longer had my three-piece suit on. I didn't wear the Gucci shoes anymore. I had something else, cowboy hat, Tommy Lama boots, and I had my vest. Oh, there we go. So anyway, I got a call. Here I am, assimilated as best I could into Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming. Wyoming has 350,000 people, about the size of Marietta. It's a third larger than Georgia. Anybody can do anything they want. So I get there, and I noticed there was something on the license plates, by the way. Wyoming, where men are men, women are men, and everybody else has guns. So I was called over there, and I went to the same trucking company. I got there, and I said, "Hi, my name's Rick Duff from Michelin Tire." And they said, "Son, you won't believe this, but a damn desk jockey from New York came down here last year, and we done run him off." No, I did just what you would do, or anybody else, you know. I just did what I had to say. I said, sometimes those New Yorkers just don't have a clue. Ladies and gentlemen, they didn't even know who I was. It was only that short of a time. It was only a difference between a Mercedes, a Dodge Ram Tremper, and a little bit of vest and some cowboy boots. And I somehow was able to fit in because I've been here, I've been there, I've been back again, I've been everywhere. Moved 17 times before I got out of high school. And that fun just began after that. Wyoming, LA, all these different places. So I had to find a way to fit in. And that was a great way for me, to, just by simply dressing right. Instead of going to a disco, I did the Cotton Eye Joe. Instead of listening to Donna Summers on the radio, our favorite song was "Up Against the Wall, You Redneck Mother." So what we did was we simply had a way to come in and join in with everybody else and find out what people were doing. In fact, you can do anything you want there, and I would suggest that if you have a chance, visit the incomparable, majestic Tetons, Jackson Hole, Casper, and Rapid City, and that whole area, and have fun in Wyoming.